What's up, everybody? Let's talk Jets radio. Quick video here. 1 week until the start of the season. Fired up. Can't wait to get out to MetLife, see everybody at our tailgate. A lot of talk on expectations for the season. And this video is just going to focus a little bit more on what would define a successful season for the Jets in 2022. The biggest spotlight, I think, as most people would agree, falls right on the head coach and the quarterback. That's what you need to be successful in this league. The AFC is just stacked with proven head coaches and established franchise quarterbacks. So you obviously want to start seeing the growth from Saleh and from Zach Wilson to think that we are turning the corner and we're heading in the right direction. I think Saleh, he's got all the great quotes. He's a motivator. He's a nice leader. Can he actually do the X's and O's? Can he make in-game adjustments? Can he hold players accountable and all those intangibles that you need to lead a locker room and really get that team to the next level? So I'm excited to see what Saleh does. I think that he has the right identity in mind. Whether or not he can actually implement it and get everybody to buy in, that's to be determined. I think right now there are pretty good vibes coming out of that locker room. But as far as, again, how ready they are to play football, we'll see week one. For Zach Wilson, obviously it sucks that he's probably going to miss week one, maybe even week two, but it seems like he's progressing well. A lot of pressure on him, mainly because the job that Joe Douglas has done, and this even goes for Saleh on both sides of the ball. There's a lot of talent on defense and there's a lot of talent on offense. So when you're talking about excuses for why Robert Saleh might not be getting the job done with the defense, it's hard to say it doesn't fall on him when a lot of other coaches, Belichick being the perfect example, they seem to get it done year after year, regardless of who's in there. So I think for Wilson, obviously, he's still a young quarterback. Now he missed a lot of time in training camp. There's definitely going to be a learning curve when he comes back, but you do want to see that arrow pointing up. You do want to see steady growth throughout the year. Does he need to play like a top 5, top 10 quarterback? Absolutely not. But there is pressure for him to definitely show some growth and play well, especially, again, because other quarterbacks have proven that they can do it within this offense under LaFleur. For me, also, I'm watching a lot of contracts that are on this roster right now. The Jets do have some flexibility going forward, beyond next season. But for next season, they're not really going to be able to have that free agent spending spree that they've had in the past, where they have all this excess cap space to work with. Right now, I think they've got like $8 million in cap space. I know they just restructured Mosley, so there's plenty of ways to always work around it. But you look at some of the cap numbers. Mosley, because they restructured, he's set to make like $21 million next year on his cap hit. Tomlinson, I think, is like an $18 million cap hit. Lawson in the final year of his deal, not guaranteed. He's $15 million. John Franklin Myers is making a ton of money. You got Becton making $6 million guaranteed. Don't even know if he's going to be on the field. Dwayne Brown, his contract is kind of weird where, if he's here next year, he's making $11 million. If he's not here, they take a hit by cutting him, depending on when and how much. So the Jets are somewhat, and again, you also have DJ Reed, who you just signed, Jordan Whitehead, who you just signed, your tight ends. So the Jets don't have as much flexibility in years past if things go wrong this year to make up for it in free agency. And that's why I keep going back to the 2020 draft and why that hurts so much, not having more players that are ready to play and kind of impact your roster. So there's a lot of pressure on the guys from last year and even this year. Gardner, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, these guys really have to step up and play at a high level so that you could start to fill the roster with, undrafted free agents or, kind of under the radar pickups where you do have that elite talent at the top, because you're paying so much money. And again, Quinnen Williams also, if he has a big year, what do you do with him? Do you give him a contract extension? George Fant, he's a free agent. So the Jets aren't exactly flush with cap space. And so I think there is a lot of pressure on guys, like I mentioned, the young guys, even Jermaine Johnson, Bryce Huff, Michael Carter. A lot of these younger guys, I think, do have to step up and claim some roles to give Joe Douglas a little bit more flexibility going into next year. Because other than maybe Corey Davis, who is probably the one guy that is a lock to be cut next year, just because you invested in Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson, those guys should be fine as your 1 and 2. And you probably will need to create some space. Other than Corey Davis, there's not really many other guys that you're looking at saying, all right, we have to get rid of this guy. And if you do, it's going to be money that you're going to have to invest in their replacement. So a lot of pressure on guys to step up this year. But for me, again, the biggest spotlight shines right on the head coach. And then just underneath him, the quarterback, who, again, he missed some time, expects some growing pains along the way. But I'm still excited to see how it all comes out. See you guys week one. Got a few more videos on the way. Talk to you later.